In the middle of the San Francisco Bay lies an island warehouse where a team of inventors imagines the future and builds it.
It's gonna blow your mind.
It's fast-track prototyping. But are 2 weeks long enough to turn wild ideas into reality?
Full speed ahead!
On this episode of Prototype This, the team will attempt to prototype a sleeping chamber that will wake a person, undress them, shower, dry, groom, feed, and provide a morning news update, all in a matter of minutes. Later that day, the pod research continues as Joe and Mike head to the University of California, Mission Hills to check out their state-of-the-art HVAC system.
That's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, right?
Yep, exactly.
All the climate control systems for the entire 43-acre Mission Hills campus receive their commands from one room.
So what we're looking at here is the graphical user interface for the entire campus.
HVAC expert Jay is in charge of a heating and cooling system thousands of times larger than the team's pod. They'll need all the components of this massive system to ensure Zaz a good night's sleep. The question is, will the same idea scale down?
So inside our pod, what are all the different components that you think we're going to need to control the temperature, the humidity, make sure we have plenty of ventilation?
Well, I'll tell you, you're going to need cooling and humidity control for sure. You'll have heating, temperature monitoring. All the other components will all be machines, which are located in that room back there.
Out back, on a quick tour, the size of the job ahead starts to sink in.
All right, you're gonna need a lot of this stuff in your system. Here's a chiller plant. That'll be the equivalent of a cooling coil.
There's much more to consider than they originally thought.
You got the boilers here. You got more pumps. How are we gonna fit all this stuff in the pod? Very, very carefully.
Jay's excited about this prototype and is eager to design and custom build the pod's small-scale HVAC system.
We're going to take these huge chillers, these huge boilers, these massive pumps, and those enormous air handlers, and we're going to miniaturize them into an AC unit that we're going to control to get the same effect on a very small scale. It's going to be a technical challenge, and I'm looking forward to it.
With Jay signed on to build the mini HVAC system, Mike's part of the build is off to a great start. Let's look at the components of the new climate control system.
All right, so we're back here with Jay, and he brought the HVAC control system setup up here, and he's gonna give me a run through and let me know exactly what's going on.
So what we have here are your local controllers, and this has the inputs and the outputs, and we'll test those later. Here's our DIN rail. This is just a way for me to get one thing to talk to another, and this guy is going to talk to this, which is our web interface. And our web interface allows you or anyone else to talk to the control system from wherever you are.
Cool. So this is basically controlling all of the different sensor inputs and also controlling the relays.
Not exactly. You're almost right. What this does is allow you to look at all the control. The control stays local into the machine. Okay. This guy just lets you look at it and make changes to it later on.
Cool, cool. So we'll basically have this web interface. It's like a graphical screen, and we have the different buttons, so we'll be able to open and close the pod, and that's going to trip a relay. That will then feed to the rest of my circuitry. We'll have like temperature. What else are we going to have that we'll be able to see on the screen?
You'll be able to see temperature. You'll be able to see humidity. You'll see the state. Is it open? Is it closed? Your alarm. There'll be a link later on that goes to a schedule that you can warm the thing up early or shut it down.
For Zaz.
Yeah, preheat it real loud. You'll like that.
Or you can cool it down.
Voice.
Yeah. Cool, and so we'll be able to see all of that on the screen.
Absolutely.
And all of this stuff's going to be crammed inside the pod somewhere that we won't even have to worry about it.
Well, that's Terry's little challenge, isn't it? How do we get all this? And this doesn't even include the actual evaporator and condenser, the air conditioning unit itself.
I'm happy. I think we'll be able to get this up and running.
A few little tests to do, and then it's right downstairs and into the pod.
Jay has arrived with a custom-built unit, and now it's Terry's job to make it fit.
It looks really tight, but if you tell me it's gonna fit, I believe you.
Oh, I'll make it fit, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Get Up and Go. Folks, folks, some people do need a rude awakening, like Zaz here. This boy can sleep through anything, except this. We like to call this feature the shake and wake. You're getting up whether you like it or not. After a little
If the re-welded frame cracks again, this show will have a very abrupt ending.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zaz Brooks.
It was kind of weird to be popping up, open my eyes, and there's, a couple of hundred people watching me getting my clothes ripped off.
But wait, there's more. He's up, but he's not ready to face the world yet. This boy needs a shower. Believe me, he does.
Joe's ready with the kill switch. But the sheet rollers work perfectly.
And voila. The Get Up and Go has not only removed his PJs, it has put a plastic liner down behind him. That's because the shower is next. It wakes you, it shakes you, it rips your clothes off, it showers you, and it presents you with your very own hygiene tray complete with toothbrush and electric razor. Are you ready for the suds? Yeah! There's the suds.
So far, the Get Up and Go has performed flawlessly.
If you take a look at the light at the side of the pod, it's displaying over here all the information that Zaz needs for his day, including weather, traffic, stocks.
There's one more test to call it a success.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. He's being blown dry as we speak.
There are a few things that I didn't think were going to work as well as they did. The shower and the drying, for example.
He's clean, he's dry. Now he needs to just dress his best. Ladies and gentlemen, his clothes are presented and he's ready for the world. Zaz, you ready to face the world? Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Get Up and Go.
The presentation went off without a hitch, and the team is thrilled.
Everything worked. I could not believe it. Total success.
A total success? Not quite, but definitely a working prototype.
If this was going to be a full-on product, obviously we'd have to do a lot more attention to the drainage and making sure that there weren't any leaks and so on. Making sure that water couldn't get back into the mechanism.
And he's so clean.
Everybody's stuff worked, and it all worked together.
And that's what prototyping is really all about, is like working as a team, doing something that's never been done before, and having fun doing it.
In just 2 up and down weeks, the guys have developed a basic but working prototype. It's had more than its share of failures, and while future versions may never attempt to shave and feed, oversleepers of the world can rest assured that a sleeping pod with auto showering, drying, and internet functions is out there just waiting to be developed.